Greetings, everyone. Well, another year has drawn to a close. We bid adieu to 2011 and hello to the year of the apocalypse, 2012. So, yeah, I guess today will be an episode of reflection and resolutions and predictions for the year to come, at least as far as my life goes and the Multimedia Chronicles goes. And that's what we're going to talk about today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Another year has gone, and here we are, starting anew with yet another year. Alright, enough waxing poetic. Well, needless to say, 2011 was definitely an improvement over 2010 at this end of the world for me, in my little corner of it. It wasn't perfect by any means, but, definitely an improvement. Got a new job, which was great. So it was pretty nice to have a steady income again. Proceeded to rebuild a good chunk of the collection after it was pretty much decimated in 2010, the so-called Great Purge of 2010 I keep talking about. Yeah, so things have definitely improved, but in other ways they didn't so much improve. Like just when things started to look up, certain things happened that made things difficult in whole new and exciting ways. That they weren't before. For example, Annetta basically met another guy, things were going really well, and he lived at the opposite end of the island, and things were going so well they wanted to move in together. So basically she moved up island to live with him, of course taking Rosie with her, which meant seeing Rosie suddenly became really difficult because I don't drive. I bus or walk everywhere. So it basically meant anytime I wanted to have Rosie down for a weekend, I had to take the Greyhound bus all the way up island, which is a 2-hour bus ride, pick her up, take the Greyhound bus all the way back, which is another 2-hour ride, have our weekend together, then do it all over again to take her back home and for me to get back home again. So grand total, we'd be looking at about $160 in Greyhound bus fare just to spend a weekend with Rosie. Which sadly is the main reason you haven't seen her much this year, and I haven't seen her much this year is because it's just too damn expensive. I have enough coming in to live off of, but that's an added expense that I basically just did, as best as I could, whenever I could, but needless to say, I haven't been able to see Rosie nearly as often as I would like. Yeah, and it kind of cut into the bill money a little bit, so I've been sliding on some of the bills. Everything's caught up now, but it's been tough. It's been a tough road. Just kind of recovering from the hardship of 2010, and then when things started to look up, facing whole new challenges. But that's the way life goes. You just kind of roll with the punches and try to dodge the curveballs as best as you can. So that brings us into 2012. I've kind of taken a look at the way things are going, assessed the situation, and decided that the best, and I've talked with Annetta quite a bit as well, she is most definitely not going to be moving back down here anytime soon, if ever. So for all intents and purposes, her location up at the opposite end of the island is permanent. So, for Rosie's sake, we both decided that it was best if I moved up island. So at the end of this month, I'm actually moving yet again. Yeah, I haven't even been here a year. I only moved in here, April of last year? Got the new job in February, moved here in April. I think Annetta moved up island in June. So, yeah, so things were great for a couple of months and then not so great after that. And yeah, it's just been crazy. So, whatever. Everything's kind of falling into place now, and basically the way I see it, between rent and bus fare, living up island will mean I'm going to be saving about $600 a month in expenses. That's not an insignificant savings when you're on my income level, so yeah, so that should be good. That should definitely be good. Definitely looking forward to that. It means that suddenly I'll have a lot less major expenses. Rent is cheaper up there. Obviously, it'll make the difference between spending $160 on bus fare to spend a weekend with Rosie versus spending less than $5 round trip, you know. So that's going to be quite a difference. Quite a difference. I'm definitely looking forward to that. In the interim, I have to just, get past the hassle of finding a new place and moving and stuff like that. I hate moving. So why do I do it so often? Well, it's just the way life goes sometimes. You just kind of, you got to put your own comfort aside and deal with the bigger issues. And, the main reason, of course, I'm moving up island is to be able to spend more time with Rosie, because she misses her daddy and her daddy misses her. So I think it's definitely for the best. It'll mean also that I don't necessarily just have to visit with her on weekends. I can have her up whenever I've got a day off of work. So that'll be great. I'll be able to see a lot more of her. I think it'll be great. We can get back to having that, daddy Rosie rapport and relationship that we were enjoying prior to that, being so far apart. And yeah, so that should be good. So expect to see a lot more Rosie in videos this year. That's a big thing. What else? I remember last January I did kind of an update video, and I think it's going to be sort of an annual thing where every year I'll do a little video just kind of reflecting and assessing and planning ahead. So the big immediate news obviously is the move, so I'll be packing all this up and all the stuff that you can't see and heading off. It's pretty cool, actually. Speaking of work, I've met so many just great, wonderful, cool people at work, and I got to give big kudos to them just for being so awesome. And as soon as I mentioned that I was planning to move, I had no less than like half a dozen people spring up and say, "Hey, we'll help you. We'll help you." One of them even offered a truck and to drive it. So that's great. So that basically cuts down a lot of the moving expenses, because when I moved here I used movers. That's how well I was doing. I was able to afford movers. This time not so much, because of the added expenses that I mentioned. It's just not in the cards. So I was going to do the U-Haul route, just find someone who could get a U-Haul and drive it, and I'd pay for everything, obviously. But now it's even better, because now I got just one of my coworkers who has a truck, and she's willing to drive it and stuff like that. She can't do a lot of heavy lifting and stuff because she's actually pregnant right now, but she did offer her driving and truck services and stuff like that. So basically all that means is all I got to do is feed everybody and pay for gas, obviously, things like that. So it definitely cuts down the moving expenses, which is great. In terms of the Multimedia Chronicles, obviously a lot of stuff I want to do. Some stuff you guys already know. Much like I said last year, I still want to get caught up on all the various review series that have been kind of left hanging, like Transformers and Universal Monsters. I actually did film part of the Universal Monsters review around Halloween. I just have to film the actual review part of the review, and then I'll be able to get that all done for you. So I know there's quite a few of you that are looking forward to that. And of course the Transformers. I've got a lot of other Transformers stuff to talk about now. I just got to find the time to watch all of it, like all the great stuff that David Bunch of Numbers sent. I'll definitely be checking that out when time permits. I don't know. Like, there's honestly, like, I've basically got a lot of the big stuff that I wanted to get for my collection. There's still a few like complete series TV sets and whatnot that I got my eye on. But for the most part, most of the big things that I wanted for my collection, I have now. So I think over the course of this year, primary additions to the collection will probably be Blu-rays and of movies and things like that, and the occasional season set here and there of a TV show. But a lot of people ask me, like, well, why haven't you seen this movie or that movie? It's like, well, if you haven't noticed, over the past like 3 years, my primary focus in terms of my personal collection was TV shows and cartoons. So that's where all the budget was going for DVDs and Blu-rays, was TV shows and cartoons. So over the course of that, I missed a butt ton of movies, and and there's even a lot of older movies that I just still haven't got around to seeing. So that's something I'd like to do as far as the collection goes, is get caught up on a lot of movies that I've been missing out on. I've kind of already started on that the past couple of months. Like I've got a couple of Boxing Day Blu-ray updates that I'll be doing. Planning to do that as a 3-parter, actually. I bought, I think, 15 Blu-rays over the course of the Boxing Week sales. Got some great deals, so I'll be talking about those. Basically just doing 5 in each part. I've already got them sort of divided up, and yeah, so I'll do that. Got a couple of package opening videos coming up. This is sort of immediate stuff. Yeah, I have, actually I got to answer the questions that Frank asked me in his letter, in the package opening I did of his package about a month ago. Yeah, I just kept meaning to do that and just kept putting it off, Other things came up, and, you know, and over the holidays you may have noticed I didn't really do many videos. I just honestly didn't feel like doing videos. You know, the holidays were kind of depressing because, I mean, I'm stuck down here and wasn't able to be with Rosie and stuff like that, and most of my relatives are either far away or we don't really talk much these days. So, yeah, there wasn't a lot of socializing going on during Christmas this year, so it was kind of depressing, and I just wasn't in the mood for doing videos. So that's that. The you know, this weekend is sort of the first kind of holiday-ish thing I've done, having Rosie down, and it's been awesome. It's been just awesome seeing her. I literally had not seen her since we checked out the Santa Claus parade towards the end of November. So yeah, it was pretty crazy. She just wasn't available basically throughout the holidays. She was all booked up throughout December with other relatives and stuff, and this was literally the first opportunity I had to see her, so that was great. She's actually asleep right now. I just do videos when she's sleeping. Well, unless, of course, it's one that she's in, like the Christmas presents, which we did yesterday. But, yeah, so I don't know. I definitely think that this is going to be a much more fruitful year in a lot of ways. Yeah, I'll definitely be able to hang on to my money more than I've been able to the past year. So I'm hoping that can turn into not only more additions to the collection, obviously, but also some more hardware upgrades. Like, obviously, I want to move away from this herky-jerky webcam and get back to using a real cam with 1080p quality and such. So yeah, I couldn't use the old one anymore because it's basically dying. I mean, the one that I was using for a long time was basically my backup camera, not my primary camera, and it was kind of on its last legs when it got that designation as my backup camera. So I just can't be using it all the time, and it's standard def as well. So I mean, as much as the frame rate and the shutter speed may not be spectacular on this, at least it does look nice. I mean, the non-moving stuff always looks good. You know, like if I just sit here and stare. See? Look how amazing I look. As long as I don't move, I look incredible. Alrighty, enough of that. So, yeah, I guess that's about it in a nutshell, you know. Change, change, change. Every year, change. Well, hopefully 2012 will be the last of the major upheavals for a while, and can just kind of get back on the horse, as it were. But yeah, overall, this was a pretty productive year. I did crank out quite a few new videos. I did get some hardware upgrades. You know, I got a big 3 terabyte hard drive from my like internal hard drive for the computer, which means I now have space to do a lot more capturing, which means you can expect more MMC Retro episodes this year. Once I get some time to sit down and start, probably be after the move, I'll get into doing big capturing sessions and such while I'm organizing things. So that'll be cool. Finally be able to do that. It's kind of holds a twofold purpose. I mean, it's more retro episodes for you guys, because I know a lot of you really enjoy those. But it's also a project that I've been wanting to do for a long time, namely to go through all those old VHS and 8mm tapes, a lot of which are behind the horror videos there, and archive them, like capture them, clean them up, and archive them and organize them digitally, and you know, have them there forever, preserved for future generations to enjoy, or at least for my own personal organizational satisfaction and OCD there. So yeah, so pretty cool. I don't know what else I can tell you. Basically, in the immediate future, as I say, you got a couple of package opening videos. I'm going to be answering Frank's questions. Answering Frank's questions will probably be the next video after this one, actually. I'm just going to film that right after this and get it done and finito, because I know he's been anxiously awaiting that episode so he can hear all the answers to his questions. Then we got Boxing Day Blu-rays. We got a bunch of other random Blu-ray and DVD updates to do, and that should bring us up to date, and then we can start focusing on the reviews and such. I'm going to try to do kind of a batch of videos in advance, so that I can upload them and pre-schedule them. So while I'm in the process of moving and without internet, there'll at least be some more videos going on. Oh, some of you are probably wondering how Planet Beer Wagon's contest went. Well, as of January 1st, I believe he had a total of 1,923 subscribers, something like that. So he didn't quite make the 2,000 subscriber goal, but very close. So close, in fact, that he basically decided he's going to attempt to do the video a day thing. He's already a week into it. Does that mean I'm going to attempt it as well? Well, so far, if that's the case, I'm not doing very good, am I? This is, what, 2 videos in the first week? Yeah. Well, maybe if I double up for a few days, I can get caught up. But, yeah, we'll see how it goes. In the meantime, I mean, I am planning to do a lot more videos this year. Just crank them out like a madman and see how that goes. I hope to have just a lot more stuff to talk about, a lot more new additions to the collections, and there's a lot of like reviews and such I've been wanting to do. A lot of you have been asking me to do top 10 this or that, so I thought I might throw some top 10 lists into the mix, because I know a lot of you guys enjoy those. I know that those types of articles seem to be really popular. Like I find myself reading top 10 lists all the time, and either agreeing wholeheartedly or violently disagreeing with the selections, but you know, whatever. So yeah, if that's what you guys want, fine, I'll do some top 10 lists, maybe some top 5 lists, stuff like that. I've got a few ideas for those. I've actually been kind of kicking around ideas for those for a while. I also thought I might do some kind of proper Q&A video, which is something I've been meaning to do for a very long time. Yeah, not so much the Zaranizak Responds channel, because really that's just meant for video responses to other videos and things like that, whether it be ones that you guys make addressing me directly or just ones that I see in my travels that I want to do a video response to. I want to do a lot more with that. But in terms of the Q&A video, basically it would just be, yeah, you know, ask me questions in comments or on in a video or whatever. Not this video, so don't put questions on this video. It'll be on the Q&A video, whenever that is, and then we'll see how that goes. And then, yeah, I don't know. I got a whole bunch of stuff. I'd like to do some more creative stuff, actually. I know that some of you get really pissed off whenever I dare to be creative, but screw you. I'm going to be creative, and you're going to like it. Well, actually, no, you'll probably hate it, but whatever, I don't care. I've had quite a few little ideas bouncing around for a long time, but ideas that require a certain amount of patience and dedication and focus to actually see through. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to say anything about them for now. I haven't done an album in a long time. I should probably do another album. Yeah, it's been like almost 3 years since I did my last album. I've got like a rack of keyboards sitting next to me here. I really need to be doing stuff with them. Yeah, so maybe we'll get another album out this year. Yeah, I guess that's kind of it in a nutshell. Basically, lots of good stuff coming this year. Lots of major changes to the personal life that I think will definitely be for the better in a lot of ways. And yeah, so 2011, we'll say, was a step in the right direction, but not quite there yet, but definitely an improvement over 2010. Yeah, so we'll see how 2012 goes. And next year, when I'm doing my assessment of 2012 and all of the unexpected things that went wrong, well, hopefully the world won't end before that happens. Alrighty. That's it for me to you for now, folks. So until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara. God damn. Oh, sour, rotten horror. What did I eat?